Hey everyone, welcome to the Faithful Farmstead. It is officially winter here in Tennessee and it's pretty cold today. One of the questions we get a lot is like, what do we do during the winter on a homestead or a farm? It's funny, the winter months can be pretty busy around here. You know, we're renovating the house, cutting down trees, working on some different infrastructure projects like we're doing today. So there's quite a bit to do. And a lot of it is the theme of just being prepared. So we're going to be prepared for spring. We're going to be prepared for animals. We're going to be prepared for inclement weather, all those things. It's about getting prepared for the busy season that's coming of gardening, animals, and the real homesteading. So one of the things I'm working on right now, talking about being prepared, is this rainwater collection. So in a previous video, we built this, and I've been working on getting it hooked up to this 1,200 gallon tank to collect rainwater. And the big reason we're doing that, if you didn't watch the previous video, is because out here we have a lot of pasture, and that's where we plan on raising some animals. So we're going to gravity feed water to that area for the animals. And then out here we have the woods, and this is where we're going to run our pigs, which is also downhill from the tank. So going to gravity feed the pigs from this spot as well. And then this way is also downhill towards the house. So this is basically the highest point on our property. So the hope is that we can gravity feed water to wherever we need it for the animals. It's really windy. So what I've been working on with the tank is, before I could set it up and have it fill up with water, I needed to build some sort of level platform for it that was somewhat soft. You know, I've been told when this is full, it's going to be like 10,000 pounds. So you don't want it sitting on any rough surface or anything sharp, because all that weight could puncture the bottom of the tank. It is just plastic. So what I did is I made a little pad, compacted gravel on top of there. So I also got some sand. I put some sand on top, put the tank on. It still felt like it wasn't quite enough sand, and it wasn't quite high enough. So we have tons of wood chips. So I just put a thick layer of wood chips on top too. And then I also hooked up the leaf eater system that catches all the debris and leaves from the gutters. And now the last step is to connect the leaf eater to the actual tank. Really excited to get this hooked up and, one, just be done with this project, but also just know that that infrastructure is in place. We're ready for spring, and it's a good feeling to be prepared. It is so windy. Well, you guys missed the part where I attached it because the camera blew over, and I may have damaged my microphone. Seems to be okay, but I did lose the last shot, which was me hooking this up. So I just have this metal hanger here. I did not glue this last section to the leaf eater because I want to be able to take this off if I need to. And I am actually going to paint this as well. It's a little too cold to paint it today, but I'm going to paint this to kind of match the tank. It's a little more discreet, and also it'll protect it from the sun. But for now, it's good to go. So you clean it out up there, and then it runs through here into the tank. So you may be asking, what else are we going to do this winter? Well, we've already chopped down some trees. We're going to be spreading some wood chips on different areas of the property. We're going to be repairing some perimeter fencing because this place was in distress when we bought it. One of the other key ways that we prepare in the winter is inside, where Tanya's at. So let's venture in there, check it out.
Today I'm working on stocking our pantry. The garden is obviously dead right now. It's beginning of January, so there's still some things going out there, some cold hardy crops, but nothing I'm going to be canning. So I like to take this time of year to can dried goods. You buy bulk beans and you can really get your money's worth buying beans and canning them yourselves. And the flavor is so good. You can add salt, you can add seasonings. There's just so many options. So I like to do that in the wintertime when I'm not so busy with the garden. Like the garden produces so much food in the summer, and I'm canning all the tomato things and all the peppers and cowboy candy, all those things. So I don't want to take time to can beans and all my pantry staples in the summer. I wait to can all my staples until the winter when it pushes us inside and everything kind of slows down a little bit. If you want to learn how to can this year, I would love to help you. I really like canning. We have a course available online. You can check that link out in the description below if that is something that interests you. I'm a busy mom. I have littles underfoot and obviously animals and other things that we're doing, as I'm sure you have busy lives. Homesteaders, we're just busy. We cannot do it all. And so I'm always looking for ways for some convenience that will fit into our lifestyle, but maybe not something that I necessarily have to do. So for example, we get our milk locally from someone else because we are not in the position of a dairy cow right now. We buy our beef locally, pigs, things like that to support other farmers. Well, we came across Keystone Meats, and I was excited about this because I love having canned meat on hand. It is one of the things that I will do, is keeping an eye out on meat sales and stuff like that to can, but I didn't get around to doing that this year. And so I found these, and I was happy to see that it is a product of the USA. It's made in Ohio. It's from a family that's been doing it, I think it says in the back, 60 years. And there's 2 ingredients. The turkey is just turkey and salt. They have pork, which is just pork and salt. Chicken, just chicken and salt. Ground beef and regular beef, literally just beef and salt. There's no added preservatives or anything like that. So we're really excited to try these out. It's gonna be super easy to crack these open, make a pot of taco soup, or even for the ground beef, you could put on the Blackstone to make quick tacos or nachos. It's something that your kids could pull out of the pantry. So check them out. We'll leave a link in the description below. Thank you, Keystone Meats, for sending us this sample pack. I am really excited to use these this winter.
So that was just a few of our winter prep projects we were working on today between Tanya and I. Thanks for joining along, and we'll see you in the next one.